who will grab onto my beliefs just because I like all the people who believe it around me. In fact, I'm willing to let go of a group of people so that I can continue, so I can follow the truth. If somebody shows me something that is true, and I've said this before to several people, if somebody shows me the truth or evidence that shows me something different from what I believe, I will investigate it because I want to know that absolute truth that we talked about in the first meeting. Remember the vodka bottle that said absolute truth with the world floating in the vodka? Anyway, I will drink that down, and because I love knowledge, and I definitely don't want to believe something that's false. To me, understanding something that is true is extremely important, and this is the conclusion that I have arrived at currently. Does that make sense? So we're going to give visions and dreams and supernatural ability all smiley faces, but conditionally. Not every vision, not every single dream. If you dream tonight that Santa Claus comes to your house tomorrow, that might not be a good source of prophecy. So don't depend on every dream. Supernatural contact, we're going to talk about on Friday. There is other kinds of supernatural contact than just from God. And it's something that we get to be kind of worried about if we start listening to things that are going on in our head sometimes. I really, really want to see you guys on Friday because there are lies about the God of heaven that are very popular, that are taught in Christian churches. They say, our God is a God of love. You're going to burn in hell forever if you do the wrong thing. I want to try to set some of those things straight, and we're going to find out where those lies originally came from on Friday. There may be some questions that you have right now. If God's real, why do bad things happen to good people? How much of the Bible do you think is literal? Etc. Please write your questions down and place them in the question box on the back table. That's what it is there for. And I would love to address those questions. And I really think that you would benefit by continuing to come. I will still not force you to believe anything. I will continue to show you evidence. And since you care about what you believe, at least I think you care about what you believe, it would just be nice to see you so that I can share with you what I've learned. If God is real, if he's real, there are some things he would want you to know right now based on the distortions of who he seems to be in modern Christianity. He would like you to know that he loves you. He would say, I want you to learn about who I am. Please listen to my voice, please. And I want you to be happy. So, if God's real, those are the kind of things he would be telling you right now. Does that make sense? There are some cards that I had back there that Brenda has. Daryl, do you mind helping again? We're going to pass these out. And these are to provoke a little bit of thought. Can I have one of those too? Thanks. As you get these, you're going to see some questions or some little check marks. This is for your benefit. The first one says, I care about what I believe. If you do care about what you believe, you're going to be checking the first box. I think I'm going to wait for a little bit until these get distributed. I'm going to sing you a song. I can beatbox. Anyway, I don't need to do that. How do you guys feel? Was this interesting? Yeah. I'm going to allow one question if anybody has a question real quick. Raise your hand as the cards get passed out. Oh, I must have done a good job. Was anybody surprised today? Yeah. I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand for this, but if you were insulted today by something that I said, if I didn't treat you gently, if I wasn't tactful, that was not my intention. I did not mean to step on anybody's toes. I did want to present you with evidence from a skeptical perspective. Okay, so we're going to look at these cards. First one, I care about what I believe. This is a commitment that we made during the last meeting, this morning's meeting, and you guys can make that commitment right now if you want. You can decide, I actually want to care about what is going on in this little brain of mine. Check that. The next one, I want to hear the rest of the story so God has a fair trial, like a trial in your heart. Like, I might not know everything about him. There might be something I don't know. I'm going to let him try to prove to me that he's actually a cool guy. So you're going to give him a chance to show that his record is clean. If you want that, if you want to do that, please check that box. The third one says, I believe God is the source of true prophecy. If this presentation was interesting in that way, if the evidence shown to you here today made that a question that you no longer have, then go ahead and check that box. And if you think that you want more evidence or more reading material, please write your name and your phone number down, and I will try to make sure that you get the reading material, more evidence. And Brenda's going to pass out these baskets, and we're going to put these cards in there. If you need more time to think, the baskets will be on a back table, and you can put them in there instead afterward. Does that make sense? Yeah, oh, and keep the basket going up this way. Don't pass them over the aisle. Keep that basket going back that way. Does that make sense? What? Speak louder, please. This slide? This one? Oh, I didn't talk about that. That's silly. Has anybody seen The Matrix? The movie The Matrix? Now, last night I was using an analogy. How far does this rabbit hole go? I started looking at 2012 and went on this adventure of discovery. I'm not done yet, but I'm showing you what I've learned so far. And so in The Matrix, Neo, the main character, gets to decide whether or not he wants to stay in reality or stay in the fake reality that was presented to him to keep him happy, or if he wants to step outside of that reality and see what the real world's like. And so he was offered a red pill that would erase his, a red pill that would awaken him, and a blue pill that would put him back to sleep. He was kind of in this limbo state in the program. And he decided to take the red pill. And so the reason that I use this picture is because you guys can take the red pill also. There is reality out there. And I'm not saying, well, I am saying. I'm saying that you can find it. It's your privilege to look for it and to discover it. And to take the red pill means that you're going to pursue that. So I invite you to take the red pill. But you also have the option, and I believe this because God is good, and he is loving, and he lets you take the blue pill if you want to. You have that option. You can ignore this. You can go home and keep on watching TV. Please don't feel like I'm giving you a guilt trip. But I really want to encourage you to be the kind of person that is an explorer instead of somebody who is saying ignorance is bliss. Okay, thank you very much for coming.